Welcome to another edition of the Bones of Welcome to another edition of the Bones of Advertising. I'm Craig McLeod, and you are.
I'm sad.
You're sad today.
I'm sad today because footy season's almost over.
Oh, mate, we've got 3 weeks to go. This week, next week, and the week after. That's not enough footy for me or you.
No. And I mean, it's sadder because my team's well and truly they've gone home. They've said goodbye to the glorious nightlights of the Gold Coast and kebab shops and the strip joints, and they've got on a plane and they've come back home. Whereas you're still alive. You're still
I'm still alive. I've got my teeth in today. True to Magpie supporter, teeth are in, although not all mine, and we are still in, ready for Saturday night taking on the Cats. And I think we've got a show, and we're tonight St Kilda Tigers. I'm not sure whether the Saints are going to get over the top of the Tigers, but I tell you what, it'll be an interesting game, and I'm looking forward to it.
I am pumped. My team's not even in it, but it's finals time.
Bring it on. Now, Sadness, can I ask you a question? Have you got a bone for us to pick over today?
I do have a bone. to pick over for us today. We've had feedback.
Feedback?
We've had honest to God feedback. We've got feedback. Sorry. Can I just point out that is that's just a cry for help. That's what that is. Just had an operation. I had an operation on my finger, and it was just a tiny little thing, but they've had to cut. Oh, it's gruesome. Anyway, let's get back to the point. We've had feedback. What and people are wondering what we mean when we talk about simple human truths.
Right.
And so I thought, at the risk of being overly obvious, I thought maybe we could talk about simple human truths.
Sounds like a great idea to me.
I've got an example. I've come prepared.
Beautiful. What do you got for us?
I've done homework. I've the US presidential election.
Yes.
It's a shit fest of lies. Like I think that's what did they say about the presidential debate? Not the vice president, the presidential debate. They said, if this is not a dumpster fire, it'll do until a real dumpster fire gets here. Yeah. Like it was awful. It was lies and lies and lies. There is a refreshing moment of truth, though, and I would suggest that anyone who's got a television or a computer or a mobile phone anywhere near them, get on and look up Dog Lovers for Biden.
Dog Lovers for Biden. Now, you're talking about the ad campaign that's out there at the moment.
You've seen it.
I've seen it. And you know what? We'll insert it right here for everyone to have a look at if you're going to check it out on the vlog. Now, if you're on our podcast, you'll be able to listen to it. And I'm not sure whether it's going to have the same effect if you listen to it. So I think take Julie's advice and definitely Google it. Yes,
indeed. So let's have a seamless segue. We'll put it in here.
How would I look walking a dog on the White House lawn? Would that be?
And then we're back. So after you've just seen that ad, what are you going to tell us about it, JD?
I love this ad. I think this is just a absolute, it's a glory because it connects to a really simple truth that people who have dogs absolutely believe.
Yep.
And that is people who don't like dogs can't be trusted.
Yep.
Like, it's because dogs are like, there's a whole lot of symbology that goes along with dogs, and the loyalty and their trust, and they're friendly, and a dog, who can not love a dog?
Exactly. And it's age old, isn't it? It's been ingrained in us that be careful of people that don't like dogs. That's really the way it's been told through the generations, and I believe it. I mean, we're both dog crazy, love dogs.
Yep.
I think this ad, as you say, is an absolute glory. I really do. I think it's one of those ones that exemplifies what you're about to talk about so well.
Yeah, it's just, it connects with something in here.
You
Like
know,
it's not, you don't
no,
have
here.
to, they don't have to explain it. They don't have to go, people who don't like dogs can't be trusted. Everyone loves a dog. Every president for the last 100 years has had a dog except one. Guess which one? Guess who you can't? They don't. They just go, all of these people who you have trusted all had dogs.
Yep.
This guy doesn't.
No dog, no trust.
1 + 1 + 1 equals, oh, look, Joe Biden's got a dog. It's just,
If Joe's got a dog, you got to trust him.
you got to, honest Joe. Honest Joe. It goes
Biden.
back to, like, it's a simple thing that we inherently believe in here.
Yeah.
And it tiptoes. So the message tiptoes past all of the barriers that we put up in our brains
Logical.
that have all the logic and the rationality and all of that.
Yep.
That tiptoes past them and goes straight to, oh, yes, Joe Biden's a dog man. I'm more likely to give him a tick. Let's go back to Avis. Like, I know we go back, 50, 60 years, but Avis We Try Harder connected to a very profound truth, which was, if you're not number one and you're serious about getting to number one, you have to try harder.
Yep.
It's true in sport, it's true in academics, it's true in anything. People inherently believe it to be true. And that's what we mean when we talk about simple human truth. So when Avis said, we try harder, everyone went, yeah, I believe that. I believe that. And so I'm prepared to give you a go because A, you're a bit of an underdog, and B, you're telling me the truth. And oh, here you go. Here's a little bit of here's a fact. Here's a fact I heard. Ding. Ding. Oh, look, it's the fact fairy. Ding. There's a research company in Melbourne, magnificent research company called the Lab Strategy, they're called, and every year they do a study with Hugh Mackay, who's one of the great social researchers, and their most recent study, they have shown that the most important thing by a factor of double to Australians as far as business is concerned is honesty. Honesty and authenticity are the things that are driving choice in this country in modern times.
Wow, okay.
So people are desperately searching for things that are real and things that feel true. And so when Joe Biden comes along and says, trust me, I'm a dog guy, everyone goes, yeah, you're right, I'll trust you. I'll give you a go.
Markets are made up of people, not products. And one of the most important things when you're talking about a promise is you're not promising what you can do for them. What you need to do is you need to listen. The promise needs to deliver what they need to hear so that they choose you. That's probably the poignant part of what we're doing when we talk about simple human truths. It's really that understanding of, instead of just telling and selling, listen to what they want, because that's the only way you can deliver something of your own and shape it around what it is that they need. That's the simple human truth.
That's it. You connect the core competency that you have with the real need of the customer.
Yep.
Like, the customer doesn't need a product, the customer needs a solution.
Yep.
But the customer doesn't need a toilet plunger, the customer needs a clean toilet.
An unblocked drain.
An unblocked drain.
Yeah. And if you put that in context of what we're talking about when we're, maybe going back to what we're saying about Joe Biden's ad, what they're doing is understanding that as people, we look for the truth or the honesty. And by exemplifying that the dog, let's call that, I don't know, like a brand asset, or what does Ritson call them?
Codes.
And then let's connect the code to the human being. And now all of a sudden that personifies something that, if you love dogs, you're trustworthy. Yeah. And that's all you need to say. So now they've hit that innate thing. I want to vote for someone I trust. That's all there is. They've understood what my need is. Now what they've done is they've married that up, connected it to a code, and all of a sudden I'm like, I can draw the dots from what they've said to what I'm looking for. I'm going to vote Joe Biden because he loves dogs.
Yeah. Bingo, bango. Like it's so simple. I was like, why do you trust him? Well, I just do.
Tell me the example, JD. We're on dogs a bit today. Tell me the example with pedigree.
Oh, okay.
That's a perfect example.
I love the pedigree because they've gone straight. They've sidestepped all of the mumbo jumbo that surrounds dogs and caring for dogs and dog food and dog care and they've gone rather than pointing out what they do, they point out what is the simple truth about people who buy dog food. They buy dog food because they love their dog.
Yep.
And if you love something, if you really care about something, you want to buy the stuff for the dog or for your kids or whatever. I'm not saying feed your kids dog food, but
no, we're not saying that at all.
But what you want to do is you want to trust the people who are selling you the stuff that you are going to buy to give your dog. And so Pedigree have just gone out and said, we're for dogs.
Yeah.
Like it's just like dogs rule. We're for the big ones and the small ones and the fast ones and the slow ones and the lap ones and the wild ones. And we're for dogs. And whatever kind of dog you've got, if you love dogs as much as we love dogs, we'll make sure that your dog has everything it needs to continue being your dog. Like
that one so much, because to me, it's that connection between my beliefs as a human being with the beliefs of the brand. And crazy idea, if you can align your beliefs, you might actually have a connection. Crazy idea, but I think that's one of the best examples because we talk about that often when we're trying to relay this process and the way we try and find this simple human truth for our clients. But when we represent it via dogs, it's such a ubiquitous and a transcendent way to deliver the message. And then as soon as people hear it relative to pedigree and we're like, we're for dogs. Oh, well, I'm for my dogs and you're for dogs. Well, it sounds like we've got the same kind of ideas and the same beliefs. And it really does work exceptionally well. So simple.
Could it be our values are aligned?
Our values are aligned. Exactly. Not our beliefs, but definitely our values. I mean,
our beliefs and our values, all of that, they're all kind of like, you believe this, I believe this. You think this, I think this. You act in this way, I act in this way. Maybe we should get together. Like it's
crazy idea. Now, JD, I'm going to go with a parting thought this time. I'm going to pose a question to you.
Ooh.
How do you come up with this simple human truth? Like, what's the process we need to go through to uncover a simple human truth for a client to be able to pull together something like the Joe Biden campaign or the positioning we're for dogs from Pedigree? What's the process? How do we do it?
I think you need to be brave enough to look beyond what it is you do and start to look at what people are really looking for and why what you do answers their need. Like it all comes.
Can you say that again and say it a little bit louder, because that is the absolute magic moment.
It takes courage.
Yeah.
To actually step out from what you do. And I think if people are prepared to search more deeply into the real needs of their customers, they'll see the tensions that underpin genuine decisions, and those tensions tend to lead to simple truths. Simple, and the simpler we can make the truth, the better.
Oh.
But that's I can hear the violins. Have we got violins? Can we put violins over the top?
Beautiful, absolutely love it. Fantastic. Another episode of the Bones of Advertising, JD. Don't go changing. I'll see you next week where we're going to be joined by another guest. So exciting.
Oh, I'm very excited. I'm very excited by this one.
Absolutely. Very, very exciting. I'm looking forward to it as well. And I'll see you next week.
Thank you, mate. It's been a pleasure. It's been a delight today.
Always a pleasure, my friend.